Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Broku, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball video. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking the Dragon Ball sagas from worst to best. Now, I want to let you guys know that I will not be including the original Dragon Ball. The reasons for this is that I have never finished watching the anime. I've read the manga of Dragon Ball about 2 or 3 times, probably more than that, but I have not watched the anime, and since this list is essentially for the anime and not the manga, it'd be kind of pointless to put the anime on here. And also, Dragon Ball is just very different from Z, Super, and GT. So, I'll be ranking the sagas from worst to best just from Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and Dragon Ball GT. I'm also going to be excluding filler sagas, as that's just filler, and we're just going to focus on the anime. Now don't forget to go down in the comments below, tell me your favorite saga, your top 10, or rank them from worst to best like I did. I want to know what you guys think. Let's get that discussion started in the comment section down below. And leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Just a little warning, guys, this is my opinion. I know some people are going to get triggered for how I rank it, but this is my opinion, and you can't really tell me I'm wrong. So, number 14 is the Black Star Dragon Ball Saga from Dragon Ball GT. Now, if you want to know why GT is looked at as so bad, you can essentially just look at this saga, and you can know why. It probably lost a lot of viewers because of how bad the opening was. It's really not a great idea to have your first saga, your beginning, to be absolutely terrible. As a whole, GT is average as an anime. If you take out the first Black Star Dragon Ball Saga, in my opinion, it's really good and rivals even Super. It was just dumb to have Goku become a kid. It was also dumb to have Oob do nothing in this. He should have went with Goku. And, you know, the Para brothers, all the weird stuff they do to get the Dragon Balls. Really the only good thing about the Black Star Dragon Ball Saga is that it led into the Baby Saga, which is one of the best sagas in Dragon Ball history. Now, number 13 is the revival of F Saga from Dragon Ball Super. So in the ROF Saga, one of my main gripes is it's just a rehash of the movie. It's really not bad, but it's just the fact that I've already seen it in movie form, and the anime just drags it out to 14 episodes, when it probably should have been less. And that leads into number 12, which is the Battle of the Gods arc from Dragon Ball Super. Now overall, no, it's not really that bad of an arc or a saga, but the fact that it is based on a movie and is dragged out, and the fact that I like the movie better than the actual anime saga, that's not good. So essentially 13 and 12, they're just so low because they were remakes of movies. So up to the number 11 spot is going to be the Super 17 saga from Dragon Ball GT. Now this is where we get into the sagas where I still like them, but they're just my least favorite of the bunch. Super 17 saga was only an 8 episode run. 8 episodes for an entire saga? That's really, really short. And why it's kind of down there is because the villain was 17. I didn't really like that. It was Dr. Mew and Dr. Gero teaming up to create the Super 17, and it just didn't feel great because Mew was the one who created Baby, so now we already have Mew back for 17. Then Piccolo gets trapped in hell. It's just kind of weird, and it's kind of weird how Super Saiyan 4 Goku can't defeat Super 17. But base Goku does this technique and punches right through Super 17's body. I mean, GT's inconsistent all the time, but still, it was a good saga, but the fact that it was so short and the villain was a bit subpar, that's why it's at number 11 and not any higher. At number 10 is the Buu Saga from Dragon Ball Z. Now this used to be one of my favorites, but after going back, watching the actual saga recently, it feels long and dragged on. It's funny, it's good. All I can say about it is it's not as good as the other Dragon Ball Z sagas, and that's why it's so low. The other sagas do it better, there are better fights, I like the stories better. Now, the Buu Saga is really funny. It's probably the funniest saga in Dragon Ball Z, and that's why I still like it. And there's some good moments. There's Vegito, there's Fusion, there's Super Saiyan 3 Goku, all of that's amazing, but overall, I just think it's the worst Dragon Ball Z saga, which I don't think a lot of people would agree with me. I think a lot of people like the Buu Saga a lot, but that's just my opinion. So at number 9 is the Android Saga. And the reason why I don't like the Android Saga is because the androids never really felt like the true villains, because Cell was brought in really quickly and then the saga was over, and we didn't get a lot of explanation of the androids. They were just created, they were super strong, but that didn't make sense because they were created from people, and somehow a scientist was able to make a person stronger than a Super Saiyan, which really baffles me, but it's also kind of cool. I also like the Android Saga because Vegeta gets Super Saiyan. Vegeta's my favorite character, so it was cool to see that. Although he did get destroyed by Android 18, it was still really awesome to see him defeat Android 19, and that was cool. But this is not that great of a saga still. Kind of short, kind of anticlimactic, because Cell kind of came in and stole the show. So at number 8 is the Universe 6 Tournament Saga from Dragon Ball Super. And I don't really have any gripes with this tournament, except that some of the fights don't make sense, like how Goku fights Frost, but Piccolo's actually able to hold his own. Now that just means like Goku was probably suppressed, but they don't really explain that. And it was kind of boring in the beginning. I mean, the Goku versus Winnie the Pooh fight was okay. The Goku versus Frost fight started out good, and then Frost cheated. It was cool to see Piccolo fight against Frost, and then Vegeta, when he went in there, destroyed Frost, defeated Vegeta. What he did to Kappa was awesome, but to have him lose to hit like that was kind of annoying, and to have Goku be lucky enough to learn about the time skip from Jacko and Jacko's king. So it was kind of but the fights, they were good, but the story, there wasn't a lot of story. They should have had like backstory for each character. They should have had backstories for all the Universe 6 fighters, and not really just Frost. Anyways, still a good arc, still a good saga, but not a lot of substance or story. At number 7 is the Cell Saga from Dragon Ball Z. So this saga is actually really, really good, very enjoyable. We get to see Gohan become a badass, Goku versus Cell. We get to see the Cell Juniors. We get to see Super Vegeta against semi-perfect Cell. And we get to see how Trunks is a badass. And I just love this. I mean, the reason why it's dropped of how favorite this saga is of mine is how meaningless the Buu Saga made it, where essentially the Cell Saga was building up Gohan to be the lead warrior, the lead man for the Z fighters, and then the Buu Saga comes around, Gohan becomes a bitch, and yeah, but if you put this in a vacuum, it's probably higher, but it's not a vacuum. This is the Dragon Ball universe. They can't put it in a vacuum. That's why it's at number 7. It's really a very great arc and great saga, but it's kind of ruined by a future saga. At number 6 is the Shadow Dragon Saga from Dragon Ball GT. And one of the main reasons why it's my favorite is because the Shadow Dragons are some of the best villains in Dragon Ball history. I love the concept of past actions giving you future consequences with the overall spam of the Dragon Balls throughout the entire story. I mean, that's really cool, and the fact that there's the 7 dragons. Each dragon has their own different, unique technique, and I love that. I thought it was cool, really cool that Nueva Shenron, the fire dragon, the 4-star dragon, I thought that it was really cool that he ended up being the most respectful dragon, and it actually helped Goku at one point, because he's the 4-star dragon. That's Goku's, like, the closest Dragon Ball that's to him. That was the Dragon Ball that was on top of Gohan's head in the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, and that was really cool that they did that. I mean, it made sense because of how important the 4-star Dragon Ball was to the story, and to Goku and his family. That's really the main reason. I mean, also we got to see Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta versus Omega Shenron, an epic fight. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is an epic character, and I just like them going through all the dragons, laying waste to them all, and then I especially like the Fire Nice Dragon, and then Sin Shenron was cool, and Omega Shenron was an amazing villain, but I mean, the story could have been better, but still the fights were cool, and the villains were amazing. So number 5 is going to be the Baby Vegeta Saga. I love this. Baby Vegeta, or just Baby in general, is one of the best villains. And I love that it is past actions can bring future consequences. What the Saiyans did to the Tuffles in the past, that's really affecting them now in the future. Because you got a doctor who created Baby, and Baby's gonna kill everybody, take over the entire universe. Now, I love that he kind of looks like Buu, but he's enough of his own design to be completely different as well. And the fact that he takes over Vegeta makes Vegeta a badass villain, and then he gets this really cool unique form. That was awesome. And then the fight of Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Oozaru Baby Vegeta, I liked that. It was really great. The story was amazing. This is the best saga in Dragon Ball GT, and I would put this up against any other saga in the entire Dragon Ball universe, and it's essentially just as high quality as the other sagas. The story is great, the fights are great. We get to see Super Saiyan 4, which is my favorite transformation. The villain's great. Guys, don't undercut how important a great villain is to a story. Baby is a great villain, and that's why it's at number 5. A GT saga is at number 5 on this list. That just shows how good the saga is, and really how underrated Dragon Ball GT is in my opinion. At number 4 is the Future Trunks saga from Dragon Ball Super. And this is the nostalgia arc. This is the nostalgia saga. We get Future Trunks back, and that was amazing because at the time he was my favorite character. Now he's my number 2 favorite character, but still, it was amazing to bring in a villain that is Goku Black, where it's Goku, somebody steals Goku's body. That was perfect. Zamasu's whole story arc of training to become a Supreme Kai, and then falling along the way and killing all of the gods. That's an amazing story. And the fact that there is 2 Zamasus from 2 different timelines, because there's Goku Black and Zamasu, perfect. And now we gotta see Vegito again, and not just Vegito, Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, who is extremely strong. That was great to see that fight against Merge Zamasu. Then we get to see Trunks almost kill Merge Zamasu, which honestly, I wish they would have had Trunks actually kill him with that Spirit Sword, because Trunks had always had to go back and get help and never really finish things on his own. It would have been amazing for him to actually kill Merge Zamasu with that Spirit Sword. And also, what I don't like is they didn't give any explanation to Super Saiyan Rage, but still, I love this arc. There's some sort of plot holes, and it's kind of annoying how first they go to fight Goku Black, then they come back, then they do it again, then they come back, then they do it again. 3 trips is a bit overdoing it. 2 would have been okay, but honestly they could have just done it in 1 trip. Or they could have done it in 1 trip, then they come back to their timeline, and then Goku Black comes to their timeline. That would have been much better, but still, I love the fights, I love the villain. Goku Black and / Zamasu is my favorite villain in the entire Dragon Ball universe, and this was just a great saga. And number 3 is the Universal Survival Saga. And I love this because it starts with the exhibition matches, and I love the exhibition matches. Though that 4 to 5 episode run of the 3 exhibition matches fights, and then the Topo versus Goku fight were like the best back-to-back-to-back episodes in quite a while, until it was 109 through 116. Those were great back-to-back-to-back-to-back episodes, and I mean, I love this. I love the exhibition matches. We see Gohan overcome Lavenda. We can see Buu fight once again, for real. And then Bergamo was cool, but I mean, he was going against Goku, so he had no chance. Then we have Topo come in, and we see how strong he is. We're like, wow. And then all of a sudden, he's not the strongest guy from his universe. It's Jiren. Building up Jiren from the beginning was great. Then the recruitment arc inside the Universal Survival Saga, that was okay. Could have been done in half as many episodes, but oh well. Then we get into the tournament, and from the outright, I loved it when they defeated Universe 9. That was so fun to watch. And then so far, I know this tournament's not over, but I mean, I don't think they're gonna ruin it in 2 episodes. I'm pretty sure it's going to be either stay the same or rise on this list. So I'm comfortable putting it at number 3. But anyways, the first Goku versus Jiren fight, oh my god. Also, I gotta bring up Roshi. I mean, Roshi was a fucking savage in this tournament. And Frieza as well. Frieza portraying Frost. And then Hit versus Jiren. I actually like the Hit versus Jiren fight more than the Ultra Instinct Goku versus Jiren fight. Then the episodes 113 through 116, where it was Kale and Caulifla versus Goku. That 4-episode run is amazing in my opinion. I like that, especially when it left off with Super Saiyan 2 Kefla versus Ultra Instinct Goku, like using the Kamehameha to ride the Herb Ki Blast and defeat her with that. That was great. And then what we've gotten with Vegeta, his Limit Breaker form, them teaming up against Jiren, and then God of Destruction Toppo, what Gohan did to sacrifice, what Android 17 did to sacrifice. It's been freaking amazing, and I love this, and honestly, it could end up being number 1 depending on how it ends, but right now I'm going to put it at number 3, just because I want to do this list. So coming in at the number 2 spot is the Frieza Saga. So first off, the main reason is that Frieza is an amazing villain, and it's crazy how powerful he was. Even his first form, he blew Vegeta from the Saiyan Saga out of the water, and was even much stronger than Ozaru Vegeta, and it was just a good arc going there because I needed to get the Namekian Dragon Ball, seeing a brand new planet. We had never seen or been to a different planet in Dragon Ball before, and we got to see Gohan growing up and becoming a better fighter. He got his potential unlocked. We got to see Piccolo become even stronger, become even more good, and see him fight Frieza. And we got to see Big Bad Vegeta again, except he wasn't as bad as the last time, and was taking more of the anti-hero sort of role, but still leaning more towards being a bad guy. And then the Frieza Goku fight was beyond amazing, and we finally got to see the Super Saiyan form, that transformation, that blonde hair. It was amazing. And then we go and we get to see Mecha Frieza a bit later with his father King Cold, and we see Future Trunks come in and just slice him up. And now that's essentially where the Frieza Saga ends for me, and right when that happens is when the Android Saga begin, because then I start preparing for the androids after that. So coming in at the number 1 spot, it's going to be the Saiyan Saga. This has been my favorite saga for a long time. Thought it was really, really good. It was really cool to see that Goku is an alien from a different planet that was actually sent to Earth to destroy it. And it was a really epic start, because if you watch Dragon Ball, the end of Dragon Ball, Goku and Piccolo are the 2 strongest guys on Earth, and they fight each other. Now, we open up with Dragon Ball Z, and the 2 strongest guys on Earth team up, and they're nothing compared to Raditz, the main bad guy. I think we come to find out that there are 2 more Saiyans coming after Raditz is killed, each of them being far stronger than Raditz, so that was a big build up. Having Nappa come was cool. The Z Fighters got way stronger after training. And then Goku coming in, learning the Kaioken, and the fight of Goku and Vegeta, which is probably my favorite fight in the entire Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball universe, is the first Goku and Vegeta fight. I love that. I love the whole concept of the Saiyans coming in. I love the fight scenes, I love the animation, the story, and it's just a really good one. And I don't know if I'm looking at this through too much of a nostalgia lens, but this is probably always going to be my favorite, but depending on how the Universe Survival Saga plays out. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think down below. What is your favorite? What's your top 3? Or just do what I did and just comment in the comments, your worst to best. And please do leave a like if you enjoyed, comment down below, subscribe if you are new, and turn on notifications to see all of my videos. And please join my Discord and follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to go and subscribe to my other channels, GT Sports and Broku Gaming. And thanks to all my Patreon supporters, Zackrotaku and Hodag Hunter. Those are my Super Saiyans. Thanks to my Super Saiyan 2s, Darius, Israel Flores, Dutch Gamer Monkey, Connor Trigg, Locke, Gerald Herbert, Anime Paradox, Griffin Jacob, and Mystic Ghoul. And thanks to my Super Saiyan 3s, Scotland Serenity, Daraj Payton, Sin Overlord 17, Badass Thug, and the really awesome dude that only supports Broku on Patreon. Thanks to my new Patreon supporter, Shook Red. Thank you guys so much for all the support on my Patreon. It really does mean a lot, and it really does help me out. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Peace out.